Icarus STYX map is the second iteration into Icarus, focused around a central river. Today we're going to try and survive 100 days hard mode on STYX. My greatest challenge with this will be that everything has 30% more health, 30% more attack damage. With this in mind, we're going to try and survive for 100 days hard mode on Icarus STYX map. It says that the harsh environment with difficult weather, aggressive creatures and harder missions is recommended that new players start on Olympus. It says you can get a boost to level 10, but you know what? We don't do that here. It was day one and it felt like a cruel joke. It felt like I was only just here recently. Is this a prank or am I in some kind of alternate reality? With the recent success in going on to Olympus, it was time to head down to STYX. And it was going to be our first steps on a planet that I've never been.
First things first. If you want to complete missions for the UDA, you'll need to craft a short-range radio.
I decided to start grabbing as many bushes and sticks as I could. However, within the first few seconds, a storm started to rage. I also ran into my first wolf. Huh? Hey, rocks. I started collecting a bunch of rocks and getting everything I needed to make every tool that I need to get started in this 100 days. As I started farming, I actually leveled up really fast. Let's go, new level. What do we need first? We need that. We're going to need a campfire. I started unlocking all the different items that I'm going to need at the very start, so I might not die on day one. I know I have a bad track record of dying on the first day, but it's not going to happen this time. I will not let this happen on day one. Before I knew it, I had everything I needed craft to make a little base and to hide from the wolves. Uh-oh. No. 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 I'm hiding. Can't see me. And just like that, they were stalking me like I was some kind of tasty prey. In the fear of getting attacked by that wolf, I locked myself in the base. This was going to waste precious time on day one. Ooh. Tasty. After crafting and eating my first ever tasty little berry bar, I had to make the rest of my base. There's a wolf behind me. This gave me the energy that I needed to make the rest of my base. I had to get this done as soon as possible because before I know it, everything's going to come out of the darkness and try and kill me. The fire needs to go here. Now we're not going to catch it on fire. You know there's times where you think that you may have jinxed yourself? I think I may have done that just then by saying it's not going to catch on fire. All my wooden bases catch on fire all the time. I don't know what I've done now. It's like saying it's a quiet day and it becomes a busy day. So I continued on with my base, started crafting everything I needed and heard a wolf in the distance. This is not good. The day's passing really fast and it's starting to get very cold. I need this base done. If I don't get this done, then I will die. My oxygen's getting low, my water's getting low, everything is getting low. What is that? Leave me alone. Don't hurt me. And with that, I saw a creature I hadn't seen on this game. Went back to base and realized, no, I'm making this a bigger base. Whenever I make bases, I get bigger or I go home. However, when things are going well, they generally don't go well for long. I heard something in the distance, and then I realized that something was stalking me in the bushes. Oh, it's a jaguar! Oh! And just like that, it uses its cheating techniques to hit me through my ceiling and hurt me for the first time. I could die right now. Attack. 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 Oh no, man, stamina! No, he's gonna get me, he's gonna get me. I got him! But I'm bleeding. No, there's an eagle! Go away, eagle! Go away, birdie! Did you tell him where I was? I need to make an oxygen thing. After being betrayed by that bird and having the jaguar brought directly to my front doorsteps, I now am running out of oxygen. I need to make this oxygenator really fast. However, I need to finish the base at the same time. I am against the clock right now. I will die. No. No! Getting nervous now. Where's the ramp? Some hot bar. Right, I need oxygen, I need water. Can I eat berries for water? Nope, I think I need more. I'm about to die. I'm dead. I'm dead on day one. And just like that, my greatest fears had come true. I'm going to die on day one again. How? Oh, I died on day one. Does this mean I'm going to die every single day of this 100 days on hard? Oh, it's so hard. Ugh. And after getting over my mental breakdown that I just had, I had to put my big boy pants on and I had to jump straight back into the survival to try and get this 100 days done. So I grabbed everything I needed again, grabbed all my tools and started killing everything in the area. It was time to get revenge. Oh no. Oh! However, I almost messed up real bad. Saw nothing, dear. Thinking to myself, do I need to take out any witnesses within the area? I tried to, however, every shot I shot would miss.
Oh, come on.
I am doing really bad right now.
Way more health. Yeah, you gave my position away last time, mother.
And just like that, I started to get my skills back. I was missing so many shots before. However, now I was accidentally hitting things. But I took out the witness, and the witness was no longer there. I finally made myself an oxygenator and started hitting down some more trees. I need to get this base finished.
Ah! No, 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 no. Zigzag. No. 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 Hey! Out here. Yeah, out here. Come on. Out a bit more. Bit more. Hey. I need arrows. I need stone. Oh, he's on fire. He's on fire. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. It's fine. He's gonna die. Yeah. Now you know what it's like to be on fire. Like me. My base is on fire. Now you're on fire. Get wrecked.
After suffering from flashbacks from when my base burnt down in the previous adventure on Olympus, I actually laughed at the jaguar getting taken out by fire. Luckily, it didn't light my base on fire. I sat down and had some food. I ate the jaguar as my dinner for the night. My spoils from suffering for so much for the first day. The base was now finished. It was starting to get nighttime. Please, nothing else kill me. Please.
It's so dark.
And just like that, I was heightened out by my campfire, hearing weird noises.
Crafted. Oh, I can see.
Finally, I had myself a torch. This allowed me to farm at nighttime. It was the first day, and things were creeping up on me in the bushes. However, I needed to get this base done because day 2 was going to be stressful. We had already died on day 1. We can't do that again on day 2. And with the day ending, we called it a night, and we went to sleep. Nothing like a nice little storm in the morning to wake you up and chill you to your bones. This is not a way I wanted to wake up today. I wanted this to be a positive day. I put myself down in a storage crate, stored a bunch of things, got myself some oxygen, and decided, how am I going to get water? Berries weren't doing the job before. Do I try and make my way down to the river? And I noticed that it is very far away before I can get to a river. I started adventuring through the darkness at night time. However, the noises in the dark were starting to get to me.
No, let me out of here! Panic, panic, panic. Whew. Okay, berries help. Wait, maybe we just go look for a bunch of berries for now. Try and survive. Oh!
After finding a new rival, being a tree, after it assaulted me in the bush.
What was that? Tree!
And then I got attacked by the tree again. So you know what I did? I farmed the entirety of the tree. It was going to now be my firewood.
I'm dehydrated. I know I'm dehydrated.
With everything trying to kill me, from wolves to trees to my own thirst and lack of oxygen, I was stressing out. I needed to boost into overdrive and get to a point where I didn't have to worry about the basic fears that are in this planet. I wanted to get to a point where I can relax, hunt, and strive for boss fights. But that didn't look like it was going to happen anytime soon.
No! It's a joke! It's a prank! Oh my god. Oxygen low as well. Oh my god. Really suffering right now, guys. Day 2. I'm suffering so bad. Glorious base, help me. How can I get home?
It was safe to say by day 2 I was losing my mind. I didn't know what I was doing. I was dying by everything. What am I doing? I heard a bear in the distance and now I was more terrified.
Oh, asking for water. No!
And yet another checklist check has been taken off the list of things that want to kill me on this planet.
I'm so close to the river.
As I ran closer and closer to the river, I didn't care what was in the river. I just needed water. I needed to drink right now.
I don't care. I'll get contaminated. I'll get salmonella. I don't care. I need water. Pow! My fish. That's a jaguar.
Life was going way too easy. I finally found water, yet a jaguar found me. If you go near bodies of water, other creatures are going to be there to try and get their thirst quenched as well. So you have to realize that you're going to have to fight for that water. We'd almost made our first base by the river.
Stressed. Throwing arrows.
And like they say, bad things come in threes. Here's a bear coming to my base when I just first got it down. I don't have a bed. If I die, I have to respawn somewhere where I don't even know where I am. So if I don't kill this thing right now, then I'm going to start back at my shuttle and we have to find my way back here and try and survive. So the battle was on. He'd climbed up the edge of the cliff from the river, and this thing has 30% more health and damage, so it is way more terrifying than the previous bears I had gone against in my previous adventure. This made it so much more difficult to fight. No! I said no! I did not give you permission to touch me! 28 bear. And to say this battle was difficult would be a massive understatement to survival. This thing was destroying my base and me at the same time. Oh, I beat him! And then I finally beat the bear. However, you know who rocked up? That's right, the crazy horses. This time, I don't know what happened to him, but he had a fit and went all the way up the river. We finally took him out, started getting a bunch of our arrows back, because right now we need all the arrows we can get. We can't craft them and we don't have the resources. Oh! He fell in the water. No, I got sick! And then we fell in the water and we got sick by a fish. We claimed our first horsey on day 2. But you know what? I don't want to deal with raising this thing right now. I don't want to deal with looking after it and making sure it's okay. I don't have the ability to. I'm not even surviving right now. How can I bring something into the world and keep it alive? So I started crafting and repairing everything that I needed for my base to try and get this solidified on the river and make sure that we're nice and strong for the future for day 3. Oh, right in the eye! Things were starting to look up. I was taking out all the creatures around me, gathering all their meat, hide, and everything I needed. However, with good things come bad things. And Icarus wouldn't be Icarus without a massive rainstorm coming down on my brand new base. It's only made out of wood, by the way. This thing ain't gonna survive a lightning storm. You know what happened last time with the lightning storm? My base caught on fire. And that's what's happening to the bushes and trees around me. They're on fire. No. A tree had fallen down on top of my base and it is destroying it from the inside. Right now, I could lose my base right now in this first storm. This isn't good. So I placed a fire outside to prevent my base from getting caught on fire. The lightning storm was enough. I didn't need my own stupidity to make this base catch on fire like I did previously. I'm going to learn from my mistakes and we're not going to let our base fall victim to my own stupidity again, am I? No, we can't do that. Not again, right? Then I started upgrading my base, upgraded everything I needed and made it look nice and pretty, which would lead us into day 3. Day 3 was kicking off right where we left off from day 2. Continued on building onto our base, but then we started getting ambushed by the natives of New Zealand. Kiwi birds. Another one! These kiwi birds were so tanky that I actually used every single one of my arrows in one kiwi bird and it still didn't die. It actually hurt when it hit me as well. Oh! So I had to run around and play little games with it, trying to avoid it before it would kill me. And it kept chasing me down. I didn't think that a little bird like this would cause me so many issues. However, I ran out of arrows and I had to start stealing some from his body. I'm out of arrows. Give me some arrows back. Finally, I would end up taking it out, but not after the battle of a century. I can tell you right now, these little birds have a fighting spirit of a warrior. I wish I could actually tame it and use it as a thing to defend my base. Then we continued on with the base. We got a level up and we started getting a bunch of signs. The signs were going to be very important for my base and the near future. As you can see, no bears allowed. Then I got set upon by a Komodo dragon. I'd never seen one of these before in my adventure on Icarus so far. It came at me with viciousness. No, don't do it, horse. Don't do it. No, you mother... And once again, like every other time, the horses were after me. These things have some issues. I don't know whether it's mating season, it's springtime or something, but these things do not like me at all. They're more aggressive than the bears, in my opinion. I walked around my base, appreciating everything I had made so far, and the fact that I haven't died again for a while. I'm actually quite proud of this. No. As I was out farming, I ran into a wolf inside the water and almost died. Spoke too soon. Then I placed another sign down and warned myself that my base is very flammable. Started taking out a bunch more Komodo dragons and everything else in the area. There's a Komodo making a commotion. Boom! They have nothing on me anymore. I am taking things out so easily now that I don't even have to try. I'm leveling up like a madman, unlocking everything I need. and advancing so fast now. It's day 3 and I'm actually getting past that die every day stage. And with that final arrow hitting the wolf in the head, we unlock the crafting station. This is now going to allow us to get so many more items that we need to be able to advance super fast. Whether it be iron pickaxes and hatchets, whether it be water skins and oxygen skins, it was going to help us. But Icarus didn't want to make it easy. A tree had fallen on my base, and every time I'd repair it, it would break it even more. I'd put my fire inside because it was going out constantly outside with the storms that were raging. Could this be my downfall? Could I have made the mistake that I always make, where my house would catch on fire? I didn't have a choice. I needed to place one down. I was struggling to get food and survive. With this storm raging, I was struggling to just keep my base standing, let alone feed myself for the night. But luckily, the night was ending, and it was going to be day 4. You see, I thought I was lucky. I thought I did the right thing. However, I made a grave error in judgment, and I almost lost my base just then. It was so close, but I managed to put it out, stop the spread of the flames, and not lose my base this time. I know I made the mistake on Olympus, but Styx wasn't going to be the same. I've learned how to protect against it, I've learned how to defend against the fire, and I've tried to mitigate the likelihood of it ever happening again. I continued unlocking things like a madman, and then moving on to go take out some creatures in the area. All the jaguars and all the bears in the area were causing a lot of problems.
Parkour! Oh no, he's parkouring! No!
You see, here was going to be another error in judgment. I didn't know that bears can parkour up the sides of cliffs like they're Spider-Man climbing along the skyscrapers in New York City. These things were insane. However, from the comments section and from my friends up in the space station that had told me how to fight bears, I've learned how to dodge and fight bears now. I learned how to step to the side when it would charge and then hit it. I beat the bear without any issues. I've learned from my mistakes and now I'm an ultimate bear fighter. The storm started coming in and raging on again. Fires were igniting around my base. I had to repair everything and start crafting and grinding down as much as I can. If I don't get on top of this, I'm going to die again to something silly. I know it, I can feel it in my bones that something's going to happen. So I need to prepare for the worst, or else. Oh, this bed looks so cozy. I think I might have a nap. It's been a very stressful 3 or 4 days. Day 5 started off like any other day. I started farming my heart out, hitting so many rocks, so many ore nodes that I don't even remember the day going by as fast as it did. I found my first cave where the little creepy cave worms were trying to kill me like always. However, I'm too good. I know where its weak spots are. I found myself some exotics which are going to help me get some items from the space station. To bribe the guys up at the space station for some really cool items that are going to help me in my survival for 100 days. A bear tried to take out my base while I was gone and I had to do a little bit of repairs after that. This bear sneakily went up to my base while I was gone and tried to raid my base. These bears are going to have to get it soon. They keep doing this while I'm gone. I swear, these animals are testing my last patience. I started looking at a bunch of missions and there are so many more missions to do. I'm actually overwhelmed with how many I'm going to have to do. I started to do some of the really easy quests at the start. They're just little short quests. But this will allow us to get us some items at the start that are going to help us and benefit us early game so that we can actually move on really fast. I went and grabbed my item I need, which is a little beacon that will indicate a location of where I need to go. Sent the space shuttle back off to the space station with nothing in it and saying, I'm going to do this mission for you guys, but you better give me something good. Pumba down. Yeah, that scream wasn't my proudest moments. However, I knew how to fight this thing and I'm not going to back down. These bears are testing my patience beyond anything ever before in this game.
We need you close to the scanner, Prospector.
I'm trying to.
Excuse me, mate. I'm in a fight right now. Can you give me a break?
No. No.
As the battle raged on, I knew to dodge and then to shoot. Dodge, then shoot, and I won. However, Iguanodon came out of nowhere and wanted to kill me as well. But then even Pumbaa's brother came along and wanted to get revenge on me from what I did to him before. Everything's trying to kill me right now and I don't know why. Why do they all want to kill me so much? Why am I getting attacked by every single creature in the area? Just like that, the mission was over. I was sent the shuttle so I can place in the scanner and claim my reward. That would be something that's actually going to help me a heck of a lot. Alright guys, all the jokes aside, please don't send me something bad. Please don't troll me right now. I have not got the patience to be trolled right now. I'll come back up there and I'll sort you out if you give me something bad as a reward. I swear. I'm not going to get resources this time. I'm going to get some items. I'm going to get a steel pike. This thing's going to help me out with fighting off bears and stuff and just advance me through being able to defend myself. I seem to be getting ambushed from every single which way. I made a bunch of items that are going to help me tame my first tame. I'll probably go for a horse first off. That's the best bet at the start, and then we'll try and find ourselves a little chocobo later on. Went into the caves again to get some more rare resources that we're going to need to craft everything we need in the near future. Killed another worm and got everything back to base. Nothing like home sweet home, I swear. Being home just makes me feel so safe and not scared anymore. It was almost going to be the end of the day once again, and we unlocked a bunch more items, started making our base look a lot more aesthetically pleasing, and we were about to call the night a night and rest our heads. Day 6 started off making me feel like I was in Groundhog Day, because wasn't I just farming at the start of the last day? However, I brought it all back to base and it was time to start crafting a bunch of items I'm going to need. Farmed wood, and then while I was farming my wood, an electrical storm decided it wanted to start happening. My base is still wood though, so I hope it's safe. I actually got myself a little horsey, brought it back to base, and it was ready to finally raise my first tame. This is insane. On day 6 we're finally getting our first tame. However, little horsey was getting a little scared of all the thunder and that, and I had to try and keep him safe and calm. He wouldn't come inside though. I don't know what his problem was. Oh my god, is he still out there? What is he doing? Why is he out there still? What are you doing? Get inside. Yeah, exactly. It's terrifying out there. Get inside. What did I tell you? Jeez. Kids, I tell you. And just like that, when I thought things were going well, I had my first tame, everything was going well. The lightning storm hit my base. It set it on fire. And my automatic panic reaction was to grab my stone foundations I had made and try and make my foundations made out of stone. If I could do that, then at least the entire base wouldn't fall down. But the couple hits that I hit with the fire whacker actually put the fire out. Is it out? Is it out? I think I put it out. Oi! And then a jaguar killed my little horsey right before my eyes. Cold-blooded murder right in front of me. Everything's going wrong today. Everything's going wrong. Horsey's dead. House is on fire. With those recent events, I decided this base is no longer going to be wood. We're not going to suffer as many times as we did in the previous adventure that we did on our first 100 days. We're not going to suffer with a wooden base the entire time. Everything's getting turned to stone. It's going to be a full stone base early in the game, and we're not going to have this problem anymore. Thank you. The hard work has finally paid off. The base is turned to stone. It's looking beautiful as ever, and we should never have a base catch on fire again. At least we hope so. And with that, it was time to start a new mission. This mission was going to help us advance even more. It shouldn't be too hard to do. However, you know those events where something bad happens and then it escalates more and more and more? Because I am going to run out of oxygen soon and die. That's exactly what's about to happen here. You will see a series of unfortunate events. A bear's chasing me right now. I'm running out of oxygen and I've just run out of stamina. But guess what? I just fell in a hole as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. No. And with that, the fight for my life has begun. I'm dodging like I'm supposed to. Trying to do my bow attacks as well. But the thing is, I'm running out of stamina constantly. So dodging and shooting isn't going to work that easily. Because you need stamina to be able to draw the bow back. However, I'm surviving as much as possible right now. And I'm actually doing a good job. Then he learned. And he started running sideways and zigzagging. And then a jaguar came out of nowhere to increase the difficulty even more. So now I had to fight the jaguar. Bear had no stamina, and then they ended up killing me. They stood over my body like they were proud to stress me out. They were proud to kill me. That they did Icarus a favor. They did Styx a favor of killing me. The bear stood over me, stood up, and then you know what he did to me? He twerked on top of my body. My lifeless body was being twerked on by a bear. I collected my stuff and then continued on with the mission. This mission, you probably remember it. I have to repair this base. I have to defend against baby bear cubs. and then I move on and place down the beacon to show that I've done it. After that, I receive a nice little gift again. I get to choose from 3 different gifts and figure out which one I actually want. But this time, what do we want What do we want? I feel like I want some ore. I really need ore right now. My oxygen's low, everything else, I might as well take that. Oh, there's nothing like victory. Claiming your rewards and your spoils of a hard-earned mission completed. I don't really care about cockpillars, let's just get the ore. Then, after I claimed my reward, I had to move away from the screen for a little bit, and that was the worst decision I had ever made. This was going to be another time that I'd die to a baby bear cub. Ah! No! I was AFK! A bear cub eating. After almost dying to a little baby bear cub because I decided to move away from the computer, I decided I'm going to go to sleep for the night. I'm making too many mistakes. Day 7 being a fresh day, it was our day to start doing more missions. We had to repair our items first, and then it was time to start a new mission. What mission were we to do now? But, like always, Icarus decides that it wants to ruin my day. The storm started raging. I had to race to actually upgrade my base. The storm was so vicious that it was crumbling my base. This is one thing you have to be scared and prepared for. These storms are not to be trifled with. So, I made a bunch of stuff for my team to raise, and another horse rocked up and tried to kill me at my base. This was a home invasion of epic proportions. I had to bring back another horse because my other one died to a cougar, or to a jaguar, and then I killed the local jaguar because I knew that was going to happen again. Bringing my little horsey back to base, it allowed me to actually finally start raising it. And with killing everything around the area, it stopped it from being killed while it was young. It fully raised and now it was time to claim it. And we have our first mount on day 7. This is going to change the game. Day 8, I started off by crafting my first saddle for this mount. This will allow me to be able to ride my horsey into the wilderness and go get a lot more resources. We're going to go farm so many resources that we're going to be so resource heavy, and we're not going to know what to do with it. Yeah, I missed a couple of those shots. We found a cave and we farmed our life away. The horse allowed me to carry back more than a weight cap because it doesn't care about the weight if it's in my inventory. It runs at normal speeds. So we grabbed all that ore that we had and we started making our way back to base. As we got back to base, we put it all into our forge or into our furnace. Smelted down so many items. Unlocked a bunch more items that we're going to need real soon, and it was time to advance so much faster. I crafted a sickle and started farming a bunch of resources so I can start making some defensive walls. No jaguars are going to start coming into my base anymore and killing my teams as I raise them. That's not going to happen. I have to put up defensive walls to be able to prevent that. So I farmed my life away trying to get as many as I could. But that was the end of a day. Alright, we're in a good position now. It's day 8, we've got defensive walls, we've got a tame, we've got a bunch of higher tier items, we should be good. Day 9 was going to be dedicated completely to upgrading the base. I was going to make a bridge that would span across both parts of the river and allow me to be able to get my teams across without any issues. A lot of the times they would fall into the water and drown. So I'm going to stop that by making a very nice bridge. And of course, after taking day 9 rather easily, it wasn't going to be so easy on day 10. We have a bridge now. However, everything's attracted to our base. Bears were coming up underneath trying to destroy our foundations and wipe out our base. They actually do a lot of damage to my building. Even though they're stone, they do a lot of damage. We unlocked a bunch more items that we're going to need in the near future. Made ourselves a mortar and pestle. Upgraded the inside of our base to allow for all the new items that we're going to have to start placing down. Did a bunch of farming and then called in the mothership's drop pod. But I heard something. A bear out of nowhere came and almost killed me. Now I have to fight. I'm about to die. Outside of my base, right in front of my door, I may die right here. My horse comes in to try and save me, but then a wolf and a bear are now trying to kill me. I am so close to dying right now, and I can't dodge the bear's attacks. My horse is trying to help me as much as it can. This could be the end of me. And now there's another thing. There's a jaguar as well. The horse now needs to fight for my life, or it's all over. Oh no! Oh no! Oh! He just killed him. Kill him as well. Yeah, I want to watch him kill you. I'm gonna watch him kill you. My horsey got plenty of pats for rescuing me and getting revenge for me against all those jaguars and bears and whatnot. I sent off all the exotics to those creepy little buggers up in the space station. The ones that sit there looking down on this planet going, this guy is so pathetic. Look at him surviving while we're up here eating all our munchies and our food and sitting in our chairs and just kicking our feet back, drinking the beer and watching this guy's life unfold. It's funny because these wolves try and go across my bridge, but they get stuck on the stairs every single time. It's like the perfect trap to be able to get a bunch of resources. I had to craft a bunch to start making these items that I really need soon. All the meat that I was getting from these wolves that was stuck there was actually helping me out a lot because it would allow me to get my health back. I really need to get it back because when you respawn with like half health. I got a bunch of charcoal, I started storing and putting everything away. There was so many resources that I had gained recently from that attack that happened to me just before. I am loaded right now. Now it's time to try and advance to the next stage. We are going to place down a cement mixer, which will allow us to get concrete building materials, which will make it so much stronger against any of these attacks that are to come our way. I went to go out on my horsey and he got trapped in the roof. I think he got hit a few too many times by those creatures before and just started malfunctioning. Found a cave and farmed a bunch of resources and then a crocodile out of nowhere? I've never seen a crocodile on here before. This is something new. These things are tanks. If I could tame one of these, it would be so good. It takes so much to kill them and their weak spots are so hard to find. However, we've always hit it in the most random location. I would hit it in the strong spots every single time and it's got armor plates that would always protect it. It took literally my whole inventory full of arrows to try and beat this thing. It was absolutely insane. Did you die already? How many arrows do you need? Far out. That's insane. I headed back to base and it was time to start placing down a few more crafting stations. Made myself a storage crate, farmed a bunch more silica so I can start crafting some cement building pieces. Once I have that, I'll upgrade my base. I found a random horse, smacked it in the face, came back to base, placed everything down and closed the door. It was a good day so far. I started crafting myself a bunch of steel paste. I need this stuff to have steel. And now I'm starting to craft myself a new furnace that will smelt down all the higher tier ores that I've got now. But you know what? I have to go farm that ore now. I need to farm everything I need to be able to smelt down advanced to... I need to advance to steel, I need to advance to titanium, I need to advance to every other tier that's to come. But Icarus has other thoughts.
Oh no, that's not good.
While I was out farming, a lightning storm came once again. And I was stuck out in the dark. Trees were falling down around me. Lightning was striking. The rain was coming in hard. I am stuck out here. I could actually die in this. It is doing so much damage to me right now. If I don't find where base is, I might die. And then I stumbled across my base. Finally made it back. And I was going to be safe any second now. This storm is wild. I went back into base and started crafting a bunch more items. It was time to just relax in here while the storm passed by and we waited for another day to come. I swear those guys up at the space station are just pressing this button saying, activate the storm guys, it'll be funny. I started day 13 off with just repairing the base from the storm that just previously happened and then something happened.
You right there, buddy?
You're right there? The deer just randomly jumped over me. I don't know if he's just trying to show off or what. And then this deer was still trying to tease me. I don't know what he's doing. I shot him in the butt once and one in the butt will give you good luck. Good luck, buddy. Be on your way, please. See you later. Started smelting a bunch of titanium and everything else, and I got bored, so I went off and started building my base even bigger. You know what I'm like. I go big or I go home. So I advanced it all to stone, made it a lot bigger, made the textiles, bents, and everything else I need right now. It was time to advance to another tier again. However, the nights were going by so fast that it was now the end of another day. It was time to relax for the next day. I wonder what tomorrow's going to store for me. Am I going to have a good day or is something bad going to happen? I'm so nervous for tomorrow. And just like that, day 14 was around and I could hear a bear or some sort of creature outside smacking my base. What is going on out there? It woke me from my sleep and I am angry. I haven't had a morning coffee yet, so I am hangry, I am angry, and I am without caffeine. This jaguar was smacking my base while I was asleep, waking me up like a rooster on a farm going... I made myself a new pickaxe, which is going to help so much with the farming. I was starting to prepare to make these concrete building pieces. This is going to upgrade our base to be so much stronger, and I won't have to worry about all these creatures coming in from underneath, smacking the foundations to take out everything. It would be so much stronger and I feel like it's going to look 10 times better. The thing is with the tames is that they can be leveled up into different kind of stats. This is amazing. I can level up its health, its compatibility with its weight, everything. It make it so it's harder so that creatures in the wild don't see it. Alright buddy, it's time to take you out to try and find you some levels. If we can get you some more levels and get you strong, then you're going to be insane. I went out and started finding a new creature. You know what I found? I found a chocobo. I found myself one of those two-legged little chicken things, and it was time to bring it back to base. However, like everything else on this game, it doesn't go the way you expect it to. I was bringing it back to base and I got ambushed. It died. It died! Why can't I just have one lucky good day where everything just goes right? And then I got ambushed once again. These jaguars are starting to become a menace around here. I am getting clapped by jaguars and everything everywhere today. This is insane. Day 15 was to be a really good day. Today we're going to upgrade our contact device, which opens us up to so many more missions within Icarus. This is going to make it so we can get so many more points and allow us to buy more from the space station.
The Lagos chair has declared this area safe for prospecting. Seems kind of odd.
And we also unlocked a weapon. We now are going to have a rifle. That is going to be huge. Now that we have a rifle, we're going to be able to take on all these creatures so much easier. But first we need to level up one more time, and then we can unlock everything we need. It's time to craft our rifle. Finally, we're taking that step into the tier that is going to allow us to defend ourselves with force. So I started going out and testing the rifle out. And oh my god, it was so satisfying to use. Moving from a bow to a rifle was so good. We started making some more concrete pieces and then looking at the different missions and trying to figure out which one we're actually going to take.
Word has it that the Lagos chair has declared this area safe for prospecting.
We found one to take and we're going to start a mission
seeing as
now.
it's been tagged a red site since that incident with the ACS. Just between us, I get the feeling that Lagos is itching to expand the entire Icarus operation. Can't think of anything else that would have them open this place back up. Anyway, the UDA needs someone to survey new landing zones. Think you're up for it? Okay, time to find some lovely spots for landing a dropship. Oh, the UDA also requires you to clear the immediate area. Did I forget to mention that?
It was funny because I didn't realize that it actually went over to another day. I was upgrading the base so rapidly and working so hard that it actually ended up becoming day 16 a while ago. I went out to go do this mission, ran into a polar bear, and I can tell you right now, bears aren't scary. Polar bears are terrifying. Uh-oh. Kill him. Kill him, horsey. Kill him, horsey. And then I was hoping that my horsey would do the job it did against the other creatures that time. It would take out this polar bear, survive, so I didn't have to find another tame. Wishing and I was hoping that he would actually win. However, we weren't that lucky. Our horsey's now dead. The polar bear's rubbing it in, and he's walking away like he just accomplished the greatest thing in the world. And dying wasn't enough. A storm kicked in straight after as well, so I couldn't really get my gear straight away. I just sit in the base. I had to wait and think about all the sadness of how I just lost my items, my horsey. You know what? I went outside and started killing things that were around. I didn't care about the storm. These things are starting to annoy me. They're starting to push me to a limit in which if I get some weapons, I'm going to start killing everything. So I took out all the creatures that were outside, then went back inside and started to think about my poor horsey that's laying there in the cold snow, dead and lonely, and I have to sit here and wait to be able to go back and get it. I ended up getting back and getting my loot. Not getting killed by the polar bear, but you know what? It was revenge time. Funny thing is, I ended up killing this bison so I could get a baby and have a cool little new creature. Farmed a bunch of resources and then started coming back to base. I found myself a new tame. I found this bison-like thing that's from the snow. However, I can't go back into the snow unless I craft a bunch more snow items, like fur clothes. If I have those, then I can go back in there a lot easier. I need to be way more prepared to get back in there. However, I've got my new bison, and he is cool looking. I didn't realize there were such cool creatures on this planet. It was day 17 and I was repairing a bunch of my items. I'd used them so much that they were wearing out. I farmed so much that I actually had to upgrade some of them to a better tier. Then I was out farming and something happened. However, I saw him coming and I dodged and weaved, and then my tree actually blocked him. Got a headshot and he was done. Ooh, really? Get wrecked on the spikes. Get wrecked. Spikes that I had placed down for my defense before had done its job. One of the creatures had died on those spikes and now my base is defending itself. That is massive. My bison was finally fully raised and it was time to claim him. I finally got a new creature. This thing is actually really cool. I wonder how cool it would be with its stats. Is it going to be a tank? Is it going to be able to carry a lot? I'm guessing you're going to be able to carry a heck of a lot of loot. I ran into a crocodile, which almost clapped me and my bison started fighting it, but I'm worried. Last time my creatures fought something, they ended up dying. So I don't want this bison to die within the first few seconds or few minutes of actually having him. Lucky I've got the high ground, eh? Now I've got the high ground, this thing can't get me and I'm going to take it out. This would be a victory in its own, and that would finish another mission. We are smashing through it now. Oh, day 18 start off with yet another bear attack. They are coming out of the woodworks now. I think they're annoyed that I've been killing all their friends, and they are just coming out of nowhere. But you know what? I know the technique of how to dodge them, and I take him out with ease now. I have become a master bear hunter now. Nothing can stop me anymore. Except for the storm. Oh, it's another lightning storm. Better get back to base, otherwise I'm gonna die. Not long after that, we headed off and we completed yet another mission. I had to take out a bunch of iguanodons, but while I was doing that, the iguanodons took out my horsey. I couldn't show you it because the system was failing. My computer, or the system that was sent down with me from the space station, was failing and freezing and crashing. The amount of iguanodons that were coming at me was just insane. So I headed back to base after completing that mission and losing my horse, and crafted a bunch more armor to go into the snow. Made another saddle. I swear, if I'm not warm enough by taking this bison and a bunch of fur armor into the snow, I'm going to be so triggered, it's ridiculous. It was day 19 at the moment, and we're leveling up like crazy. We're at level 27 now. We're upgrading our base to cement tier or concrete tier, and we are doing well. That one little failure of losing our horse can't stop us from reaching what we need to reach. Oh, this is so satisfying, finally upgrading the base. Oh, I can get so many more items as well. We are actually going to survive now, hopefully. We headed into the snow, but got trapped in a cave for a while. It was freezing cold in the snow, and I wasn't fully prepared for it. So I camped out there for a while, and then ran around on my bison to go to another mission. What will I find here on the next day? Oh man, this is not going to be good. Oh my god, the storm gets it. Of course it does. And I found the boss, or one of the sub-bosses for a mission that I had to do. But you know what happened? Another storm kicked in. So I had to run to find a cave to try and hide out and put down a fire as soon as possible, because I was freezing to death right now. I was so cold that my health was almost at half health. I had to place down a foundation at the front of the cave in case a random creature would come and try and kill me. The storm was finally over, and now it was time to do my plan. It was to place down a structure here, stand on top of it and shoot this boss. Hopefully it doesn't destroy it from underneath me, drop me down and kill me. But hey, let's take the chance, right? Uh-oh. That doesn't... What? It's not just the boss that's going to attack me, it's other wild polar bears as well. This singular shotgun isn't going to do it. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat this thing. They're destroying my base right now. They're destroying the structure that I've made. They're crumbling it from underneath. The singular shot weapon wasn't doing enough damage. I would have to shoot it and then wait, shoot it and then wait, shoot it and then wait. However, we got right near the end and he got down there and I ran out of ammo. Every time he ran back to his spawn, he would gain health. So now, I had to make a decision. Do I run, or do I try and pike it to death? I need to run, because this pike ain't going to do enough and I'm going to get killed. I jumped off the edge and started running. However, the other polar bear that was camping my base was chasing me down like fresh meat, and it was hungry. It chased me down all the way until I ran out of stamina, and then it one-shotted me. I was triggered. Do you know what that means? It was time to make a different type of weapon. I researched all the other types of weapons. It was day 21 now, and I'm researching a shotgun, I'm researching a new rifle, I'm farming everything I need, I'm getting my health back up, I'm going to redo my armor and build more structures. I want to beat that boss, but I need better weapons that can shoot faster and do more damage. And the only way I can do that is by researching more and building more. If I don't do that, then I'm not going to have a chance against it. Oh, this is going to take a while to prepare for that fight again. I really need a lot more stuff to be able to fight that. Day 22 was going to be the day that we got our new weapons. We needed the shotgun and we needed the actual rifle that shoots more than one shot. We're going to get up to level 30, which unlocks the new ones that we need, and we're going to go be able to take on that actual mission that we did before. Or it wasn't good enough. As you can see, it's a bolt action. I have to reload after every shot, so the time in which you shoot, it takes a long time to do. Against normal bears is fine. Good for you now, mate. But against other bears, it's not. Yay, level 30, means I can get better guns and stuff. Ooh, a fabricator unlocked. And with that, we got level 30. We've unlocked the fabricator, which then unlocks the ability to make those weapons. And we can advance and become way more powerful than we've ever been before. So we unlocked those and we got to work. Oh, I need carbon fiber paste. Then I realized that I had to actually research carbon fiber paste and a bunch of other things, so I ended up placing down a few more items in my base, expanding it a little bit more and just kind of working on a few things around base. I was frustrated that I still had to work so hard to get these weapons. I just want to take out that mission. I want to beat it finally. I felt so embarrassed not being able to pass it. You can say that day 23 didn't start off too well. I was out in the snow in a cave and I got blocked in by this massive scorpion. I was terrified. I thought I was going to die there. I had no bed close to here and it would have taken me forever to get back here. If I had died there, I would have had to spend an entire day coming back to this location. I'm glad I got out of it. I got all the ore that I had farmed back to base. But you know what ended up happening? Another storm kicked in. These storms are wild. They happen so often and they destroy my base constantly. I have to be careful not to be out in this, because if you get exposed to the storms too much, you will die. So instead of being scared of the storm, I decided to embrace it and sit back and enjoy the thunder and lightning that was happening around my base. Just take in the storm rather than fear it. I placed down my fabricator and now it was time to start working on the new rifles. I made my first rifle and it was time to go out and test it. We now have a semi-automatic rifle that can take out stuff so much easier than I did before. The fact is, you need to have a good shot on you to be able to actually maximize on those shots. I then made myself an oxygen tank, which allows me to go out for a long time without having to worry about oxygen. I looked at a few things that I need to research still. I'm not too sure what else I want to unlock right now. There's not too many things that I really need at the moment. However, days are going by so fast. We're on day 23 now, and it felt like it was only day 5 yesterday. We have to get a move on. We have to start beating missions, we have to start beating bosses, and we have to start getting to work. There are 3 bosses on the STYX map. There's a scorpion, there's the wolves, and then there's a worm that we've already gone against before. If we don't get a start on it, with it being hard mode with extra 30% health and damage, we could be in a lot of problems to get it done by day 100. On day 24, my horse was proving to me why I don't want to keep it. It's going to get a bullet to the head soon if it doesn't watch out. It cannot jump over the simplest little ledge. It cannot do the simplest of tasks, and it is triggering me. However, we got some ore back to base and it started to smelt down. We're actually making some progress. We're finding more and more caves along the way, which is going to help us in the long run. I'm putting more points into my skills and making sure that I'm well prepared for this boss fight that's to come. I need to make sure that I have good health, my farming abilities are great, and that everything else is based around trying to defeat these bosses. With the break of dawn on day 25, I thought I was prepared enough to be able to go take on that mission that I couldn't beat before, the one with the polar bear that would come and annihilate my base. I had made myself some concrete structures. I had got myself a new rifle which can shoot a lot more shots than it did before. So it was time to go head over to that mission and to try and beat that guy once and for all. I had to place down all the structures, solidify my stronghold here, and hide in my tame so it can't be killed. It was time to take on this mission. And if we can't beat it this time, I'm going to be so embarrassed that it's the second time I've tried to do this, and I failed. And without me even being able to think, things started to attack my base instantly. So I started going for the boss, shooting all the shots I can to bring him over my way and trying to get as many headshots as I can to try and take down his health as quickly as possible. Because with building this base, he'll come and attack for a little while, and he'll run back to his spawn and gain a little bit of health. Each time, you have to bring that health back down again. They are annihilating my base, but the structures are holding out so much better than before. Rather than using tin, I'm using concrete, and it's holding out so much better. And with these last few shots, it was time to finally finish him. It was done. I had beaten the mission. Now I just have to take out the polar bear that's below me. And once that's done, which was a struggle in its own, I can go place down the beacon, show that I've gotten to the location and pass this mission. Get my spoils and save up for a cool item from the guys up at the space station. I bet you right now they're sitting up there, laughing, drunk, just hanging out and having a good time watching my struggle down here. I'm glad I can be entertainment to them.
Nice job. You're a natural at this stuff.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Excellent work, Prospector. That's all we need from this spot.
Well, you know, that was a bit easier. Now it's time to take this down as much as possible and regularly cycle some of it and head back to base. We can go upgrade our base a little bit and make it nice and strong, finish off all the repairs over here and change it so that it can't be destroyed. Because it's the end of the day, we've beaten the mission that we've wanted to beat for a little while now, at day 26. On day 26, it was time to hold them to their words. We were going to do some shopping. I wanted a new backpack. This backpack would allow me to have more inventory slots, allow me to carry more so that I can farm twice as much as what I could before. It's going to increase my productivity by a tenfold, and it's going to allow me to advance towards my 100 days with a lot more ease. I made myself some electrical cables so I can start placing down some lights to light my base up. All I had before was wooden flame torches, and now we're going to have electricity for the first time. Oh, it's so glorious. Look at that light. Let there be light. So with that, we had to go farm a bunch more ore. It's nothing but farming and farming and farming. It is just mind-numbing sometimes, but at the same time so satisfying. Before heading out on another mission, I unlocked a bunch more items, and then I ran into my first boss, the wolf boss. And he told his entire pack to come after me. This is like 15 wolves and him coming after me. And he looks like a demon of the forest. He's so fast, he is so damaging, and I am in trouble. I decided to run. I need to run. I was getting smacked by so many wolves that I had to get out of here. I didn't realize how much of a fight this would be. If I could just get some headshots, I might be able to kill him. And then a jaguar decided to join in. I didn't think that cats and dogs decided to fight together. I thought I was going to beat this boss. I was so close to it. He was only about a third health left. And then he got that lucky hit on me and I died. My horse was about to be killed by the boss wolf. So I jumped on my horsey and ran it away. I'll come back for you next time, mate. Don't you worry. I have a plan for you. You won't be hard to beat. I know how to beat you. I stayed at base because the storm started kicking in, and it was just a miserable day after those wolves annihilated me. I found another cave with some really rare resources that I really need right now. It's so difficult to get resources at the start until you can start getting mining drills to be able to farm better. I called down the dropship and a bear came out of nowhere. However, I was so nervous to try and kill it that I switched to all the wrong weapons and then finally got the right one and headshot him. I found out that the mothership actually clones dogs, pet dogs of all things, chickens and lambs. I can get a pet dog. With a new day came a new furnace. We now have an electrical furnace that we've got. We've crafted it, it's placed down now, and our productivity on smelting down ore is going to increase tenfold. We are in a good position now. Now it's time to do a new mission.
They're getting ambitious, but need some equipment set up by someone who knows what they're doing. They'll let you know the setup. You just gotta build it for them. Sounds easy, right?
And those words that he just said were going to be the end of me. I started the mission not knowing what I had in store for me. I didn't realize that this mission would take me multiple days to complete. It would be the most frustrating one so far. Day 29 started off with a massive explosion that I had no idea what it was. It rumbled for ages. Something happened in the distance that I don't even know what it is. I need to craft a bunch more things, and these stone structures are going to be needed for this mission that I need to do. So what I need to do is I need to build specifically to what they say. That is not going to be easy. I started off day 30 with constructing the structure that I need to make for this mission to be completed. However, I soon realized that I need more stuff. There's so many different items that I need, it's actually ridiculous. So that means I have to go farm a bunch more and try and prepare myself. However, something killed my horse again. I'm losing creatures by the dozen. Something killed it. What was it? And then I found out what it was. It was these two guys outside, the bear and the wolf. It was time to get my revenge. I picked up the wolf and traveled it across the land all the way back to base so that I can eat it in the base and sacrifice it for my horse. It's going to become dinner. I'm sorry, horsey, you're gone. Having lost my horse has put a damper in my mission once again because I can't travel stuff back to the mission location very easily. Having lost so much in the recent days and failing missions so badly, I just started repairing my base and having a bit of a day at home. I killed all the creatures around, taking out my frustrations on and did a little bit of farming, and then put up with the storm that was happening around my base again. These storms are starting to get on my nerves. They are stopping me from progressing very fast at all. However, I've got myself a new horse and I've got my buffalo, so we're starting to come back. However, everything wants to kill it. A bear rolled up to my base and tried to bash through my defensive builds. It got a good hit on me, but I ended up taking it out and ending the day. Even though I still had the mission, day 33 started off with me making another saddle. I needed it because I lost that tame and it deleted the saddle. I upgraded my base a fair bit, expanded it way more because I am outgrowing my base so fast that I need this extra space. It looks like a monster, but at the same time it's going to be very effective. The storms kicked in, and this time instead of being upset with it, I took in the greatness of what these storms are. How much they could produce for me. If I had a wind turbine up here and a lightning rod, I could be taking in power all the time. Maybe that's an idea for the future. Went out and farmed a bunch more stuff. Every day's farming day. Every day I have to farm more and more. It was time to store all my exotics inside my storage boxes, and I was prepared to make myself some new armor. After constantly getting clapped by things outside my base, I decided it was probably a good time to add more defensive walls, make a little area where they can't get into at the entry, and just kind of make it a bit more defended. It was base building day today. I took a few days away from doing that mission that we had started where we have to craft and build a specific structure because I knew that it was going to take a long time to do. I get distracted. ADHD brain in me just goes, oh, this is boring, I'm going to switch to something else. So I have to try something else, otherwise I get bored, and yeah, we'll get back to the mission, don't worry, we're getting back to the mission. On day 35 I was out farming a bunch of ore. Every day starts with farming, however I had a goal in mind. I wanted to have a shotgun and ammo for the shotgun, and I need to level up and I need to research the ammo for it. I need to get this weapon. This weapon will help me out in so many ways that it's actually ridiculous. If I don't have the ammo for it, then I can't use it. So it was time to research it and find out which one we actually needed. You get the cartridges, you need to research the actual ammo that you need. And I found that the blue one was way better. It was cheaper to make and it did more damage. On day 36, after farming my absolute life away, mind-numbingly farming for ages, I had most of the structures that I needed to complete this mission. So I headed over there and spammed it all down. It was time to complete this mission today. We weren't going to let this go any longer. We need those points to get that puppy dog that we want to get. So we placed it all down and it was starting to look really good. Everything was going in nicely and we were getting so close to beating the mission. And then we got near the end. I turned on the generator, realized that the generator that I had wasn't strong enough. Headed back to base and I was getting clapped by a bunch of tames that were outside my base. They won't leave me alone. So while I was there, a bear decided to try and kill my tame as well. Everything wanted to stop me from completing this mission and destroy my 100 days progress. This is getting rather frustrating. On day 37, I headed back over for the third time. I was certain that I had everything I needed to complete this mission. Placing down the glass structures at the very top and then getting to a point where I realized I didn't have everything I needed again. I need to go back to base. I made my way back to base, got everything I needed and brought it back over once again for the fourth time. Placed all the items up the top in the structure and made my way down. Oh, now I gotta go back again and get power. Then, once again, I forgot the extra generator. I had to go back for the fifth time. I need a bigger generator. Now I need to go back again. Oh, I didn't grab the big generator. So for the sixth time, I'm going back to base. I am getting so triggered right now. It's actually ridiculous. I've gone back and forth. I am stuck out in this storm now, in the middle. I've almost died right now trying to go back and get the stuff for this mission. The forest is on fire. My whole 100 days is falling apart right now because of this one mission. However, I finally got back with a good generator, but all the lights weren't linking up. I found the one that was wrong and we completed the mission finally. It was done. So, with my head held high and multiple days gone and it now being day 38, we headed back to base. I ran into an exotics deposit of ore that I can farm with a mining drill. This could get me so much exotics and allow me to buy so many things. I was trying to pull down the drop pod to go request something and a bear came out of nowhere. I dropped all the exotics I have into the pod, sent it back up to the greedy little guys up in the space station where they're up there like, yeah, give me more money. I'm greedy. That's right. Give me more of your exotics. We need more. I swear they eat it or something, or they're just laying on it like money. Who knows? Maybe next time I put a booby trap in the drop pod and take him out. What do you reckon? I made myself a mining drill and went to the exotic deposit to start mining exotics. This was going to get me so many exotics that I don't even know what to do with. This is insane. I built a structure around it because I thought that it was going to get destroyed by wild animals. I headed back to base and I just kind of ran around in circles for ages. Day 38 was so tiring because I'd finally beaten that mission that took me multiple days to do. The running back and forth really wore me out. I unlocked a few more items that I'm going to need in the future, but I just kind of hung around until my other horse was ready to go. I had a baby horse out there growing as we speak and it was almost time for me to claim him. I need to get as many as I can because they just keep dying. So if I can get as many as I can, have them stored up, if one dies, it's not going to be such a problem. I'll be sad, but I'll have a replacement at the same time. And if things couldn't get worse, on day 38 I had to repeat part of the day purely because the game crashed and I lost part of my progress. So what I did on that extra part of the day was I ended up putting some more ore back in that I did before, and I started a new mission. We need to start a new one. We need to keep going.
15 wants you in on this. Making a name for yourself, Prospector. So, 2 goals. Lagos wants to open up a new area for exploration and exploitation. And 15 lost prototype equipment on a downed shuttle in the same area. You get to play lab rat for the new Mark 200 prototype laser. Are you ignoring me, Prospector?
Excuse me?
Come on, grab your scanner.
How dare he think he can talk to me like that? Who does he think he ain't? I'm the one down here doing all the work. You're sitting up there in your chair telling me what to do. Excuse me. Day 39 was an extremely boring day. All I did was go around to all the caves I could, farmed as much as I could to prepare myself for the days to come. It was a very slow day. And on day 40, because I farmed so long, I got trapped in the cave. I had to sit in here until the storm disappeared. It took ages for it to disappear, but hey, I finally went back and grabbed all of the ore that I had gotten. And then something happened. Something I don't even know and can't even explain. A meteor shower from the sky came down. What is this and why is this happening? Am I going to die? Is that other prospectors coming in to start farming and fighting? I don't know what was going on. However, I went to another exotics deposit and placed down everything to start farming it as well. It was very profitable to have one of these, and I can tell you now, I can now buy my dog. But which one do I get? Which one do I get? Which one do I get? I need to get my little puppy. Oh my god, this is so cute. I can't wait to get this thing. You wait, mate. We're going to have some epic post-apocalyptic adventure together. However, whenever good things happen, storms happen. And leading to the end of day 40, we're going to get our puppy. But a massive thunderstorm came in. Was it because of that meteor shower? Did it start something that I don't know is about to come? Who knows? It was day 41 and I had to head to a new location for a mission. However, I had to go through snow to get there. I made myself some new armor to survive the snow travel all the way there. I made my way onto the other side where there was another grassy plain area. This place was rather interesting. I made my way into the cave that was within close proximity of the mission that I have to do. I have to place down another radar to test out the specific area. I started making a slight little base inside the cave and setting up myself for future reference. It was a good location, it was a good cave, and I really wanted to make this my second base. Now, I would have two bases on two different ends of the map, and it would allow me to profit from all the ore in most locations. It feels like home. It's like I never left my place before, and now I'm nice and safe in a cave. It feels nice to be back in a cave and not out in the open. However, there's something that I'll find out real soon, is that all the creatures in this area are extremely high level and extremely aggressive. I would level up so much in this area that I didn't even have to try anymore to level up. With the mission activated and the radar going, it was slowly becoming the end of the mission. I just had to kill a few more creatures and stop them from hitting the radar. If I can do that and not die, which I was really close to doing multiple times. Oh my god, I can't stress how stressful this mission was. These creatures were so high level and they were coming in the hundreds that I actually thought I was going to die multiple times in this mission. It was actually a little terrifying. I didn't expect them to be so strong, and with the extra 30% on health and damage, I shotgunned a bear to the face for massive damage and it still barely did anything. I had to do 2 headshots to kill it. But just like that, we picked up the radar and that part of the mission was over. It was done for the night. After farming all the ore inside the cave, I decided that day 42 was going to be me heading back to my main base. I didn't quite have all the ammo that I needed for the next part of the mission. I used so much in that part of the mission that I actually need to go resupply. So I made my way back through the snow, adventuring slowly through there to get my way back to main base. But you know what it was time for? It was time for our new little friend. It was time to get our puppy. I finally had enough to be able to buy him. I called him down from the dropship, and now we have him here at base. What's going on, mate? What are you barking at? Every time something was around base, he would bark and try and scare it off. He would warn me of every creature around base. He was my new perfect companion. So I started making a bunch more defensive walls to try and seal off the area around my base and make it more secure. Day 43, I finally got back to base and it was time to do repairs, and it was also time to make more ammo to continue the mission and finally complete it. But then, I love the way my base looks with all these fires right now. I don't know why, but it's so aesthetically pleasing to me right now. I'm just really enjoying it. But then, my puppy started barking at something. I was worried what it was. I started doing some base upgrades and working around base for a while, killing some cave worms and getting all the rare resources I need from those caves. It was a lot of farming, trying to check out my little Fido's special abilities and whether he had good ways of leveling up. There's nothing really amazing about him, but he's cool and cute, and we're going to keep him around. We don't care. However, he started to get rather annoying because all he did was bark at everything all the time, non-stop. It was irritating. Day 44 started and I was building more of my base. I had to make the other side of the bridge so it was, for me, it has to be exactly the same on both sides. Universal. It needs to look perfect. But then a storm started to kick in and at least I leveled up at the same time. But it was time to try and upgrade my contact device to its final tier. This would unlock the final missions, the harder missions, the ones that pay so many more credits. And it actually looks rather amazing. In the moonlight, it looks so nice around my base. I actually really like the look of what they did with this model. I started placing a bunch of defensive spikes on my defensive walls, crafting a few more things, farming a bunch of resources, and little did I know it was already day 45. I had moved into the next day already. I went back out, farmed even more, and just would not stop farming. I used my tame to its maximum ability by placing everything into its inventory, and I replaced my anvil with another mechanical one. This would allow me to make and repair things a lot easier in this tier of weapons. Oh, what a day. These days are passing so fast, we're almost halfway there. We really have come a long way since the first days when I was dying to just oxygen and every little thing. Now I've got this massive compound. I headed over to a cave on day 46 and placed down my first drill for iron ore within a cave close to base. This would allow me to be able to get iron ore without having to actually farm it myself. It will automatically farm it, fill up completely or until the power runs out, and then it would give me that resource. I could take it back to base, replace the energy, and I would have more. If I could do this for all the different resources I need, I could place beacons at each one and have automatic farming for my 100 days. Hang on, that's an idea. Why am I not doing that already? I'm doing it the hard way. On day 47, I decided I wanted to head back over to my new cave that I found and started to make. I brought over a bunch of items that would help me secure my position in this cave. I have a forge, I have a generator, I have a heater, a dehumidifier. I have lights to make the ambiance in this cave look amazing. The feng shui is insane. So, what else is there else to do? Oh, that's right. Take out a bunch of the creatures in the area and level up to max level. We need to get that pretty soon. Oh, man. We have 2 base locations now. Do we need a third? Then the storms started kicking in. And in this area, the storms were extremely brutal. I didn't realize that my creature really wanted to walk outside into the storm and get electrified, but I wasn't having that. Pulled him back inside, closed the door, watched the storm for myself. I had to take in the greatness of this storm. It looks amazing. With the trees well and truly on fire, lightning striking all over the place, rain and wind going crazy, I still needed to farm. I needed some stuff out here, and if I didn't get it, I wouldn't survive the night. I had to risk it, but it got too scary and I ran back inside and closed the door for the night. The next day it came, it was day 48, and I can tell you now, I was planning to go do something, and guess what happened? Another lightning storm. And if you look in the top right, it was a very dangerous lightning storm. That many clouds in one location means there's going to be constant lightning strikes, and I could die really quick. I needed to run back to base and get into my bunker as soon as possible. I was running out of stamina, constantly trying to run back to base. I was terrified I was going to get killed by this lightning strike any time now. But luckily, I made my way back to base and got there just in time. However, all the trees caught on fire, and I found out this is actually a really good way of getting charcoal. I farmed so much charcoal I could make so much more ammo and prepare myself for the mission that I need to complete. Repaired my base and it was the end of the day. It was day 49 and I wanted to go out and do stuff today. However, the storms had other ideas. Shazam and hit me, I turned into a superhero and now it was time to destroy this 100 days. Halfway to a 100-day goal, I was pondering all the different things that I can unlock, all the different carts, so I started unlocking them all. I put all the ore that I had farmed into the forge or into the furnace, and I started making defensive walls at this location as well. However, you know the saying, if you build it, they will come? Well, I built it, and they came. everything started rocking up to my base, and it was going to become a defense sooner rather than later. This started looking absolutely beautiful here. I had my defensive walls, I had my spotlights looking out into the distance, but at the same time, where it looked beautiful, it also looked terrifying. I could hear things out in the bushes, out in the trees. And then I was ambushed by multiple different creatures. Fell down and had to fight for my life. Jaguars, bears, wolves, everything was rocking up. And they killed me on day 50. On day 50. So, with dying once again on day 50, I was rather frustrated. So, I spent day 51 farming the whole cave and just trying to build my base up in this cave as much as possible. Trying to make it livable, trying to make it as aesthetically pleasing, and just kind of work on it for now. Because tomorrow, I really want to try and do this mission. I want to try and go into the snow and try and beat the mission finally that we've been putting off for multiple days. I ventured into the snow with the great intention to actually go do this mission. However, like always, it doesn't quite go the way I want it to go. I saw a wolf in the distance that I had to take it out. I didn't want that thing chasing me down and killing me. And then I killed something else. It was an Arctic version of the chicken that we have. I need to get one of them. I placed down myself this windmill-like grinder. It's similar to the mortar and pestle, however it grinds it for you a little bit faster than a basic mortar and pestle. And then I unlocked myself a metal storage crate. This thing was going to get placed down and it's going to start getting filled with so much ore around this area that it's not going to be able to handle it. We're going to need so many more of these, it's not funny. On day 53, yes, we ventured into the snow once again. However, our luck went bad again. A snowstorm happened. We were almost at full exposure in the snow. And while I hid in a cave, I decided I'm going to take on this mysterious creature, the mammoth. I started a fight with it and called it back to the cave. I snuck in here so that it couldn't hurt me. And I sat here trying to kill it the entire time. However, its defense on its head was insanely strong because of its tusks. So I had to work its health down and down and down. Then a polar bear came out of nowhere, and it was helping me kill this mammoth. The mammoth wasn't fighting it back, but the polar bear was doing some insane damage to it, so I sat here and allowed it to do the job for me. My armor was almost broken, and my ammo was running out. This thing was going to make my life 10 times easier. However, if it kills it, is the polar bear going to run in? I have to kill this thing so quick. I ran out of ammo, so I had to switch to my gun. And I took the polar bear out with ease. Multiple headshots and it was done. Cheers, mate. Cheers. We ended up heading back to our main base to drop off some exotics. I had farmed so many exotics in the caves around the general area in the snow that I had to go send it off once again. This would allow me to have so many credits in the shop within my space station that it was absolutely crazy. I was stockpiling so much money and wealth that the guys up at the space station were actually looking at me and trying to figure out a way to scam me. They're going to just try and steal some of my credits, or they're going to accidentally send me stuff down and say that I bought it without actually buying it. I headed back into base and it was time to actually craft some Arctic clothes. This would make it so much easier to survive in the snow. Even if there's a snowstorm, it would make it even easier. Then my dog was so stupid he walked into the fire and he was burning to death. So you know what? I just stood there and watched him be a complete idiot. I just stayed there and let him deal with what he was doing, because you're gonna be stupid, you win stupid prizes. However, the Icarus gods weren't happy with that decision to let my puppy burn. The storm raged on for half a day. It went on for ages. They were angry. They were furious. Today, I'm deciding to try and take on the wolf boss. Yes, that's right. But you know what? There isn't just one wolf boss in this group. There's two. There's two alphas that I have to try and kill. It'd actually be great if I could hit the wolves without hitting the rock. I found a real little cheeky way of actually taking them out. Was to sit on this rock. They couldn't get on top of it. They would run back and get health back in their little lairs that they had over there. But I would kite them back over and start shooting them again. This was a very cheeky way to actually win. However, he ran back in again. Then they came out and it was time to do the final fight. The final push to beat the wolf boss. What cute little puppies. Look at you. Look at you. Come on. You know you want to die. First one was down. Now it's just time to take out this one. I had taken out both alphas. And to me, even on hard mode, that seems rather easy. I took out the first boss without dying. Then, out of nowhere, because I had taken out the boss, the alphas were gone. All the other creatures in the area were trying to fight for me as alpha. I was the alpha and they were trying to take that from me now. However, I took them out and moved over to go to see if my exotic mining was complete. Whether I had anything in here from previous times I had had it on. There wasn't really much in there, but I kicked it back off again and I ended up allowing it to go for the rest of the time. I'll come back to it another time. Drill, baby, drill, drill. On day 55, I uncovered a way to make my weapons even stronger. Modifications to make them so strong that when I take on the next bosses, I should do it a lot easier. Then, I cooled down this special type of armor that I had stored up in the station. However, I realized it wasn't as good as the other stuff I already had. I made my way back through the snow all the way over to the other side, back towards where my other base is in the cave. I needed to head over here because I need to do that mission soon. My plan is to camp out at this base for the night until it becomes daytime again, and on the next day we're going to head out and do that mission finally. We've got everything we need, we've got upgraded weapons, and now we've even claimed a new chicken. We are coming up well. We have got everything we need to succeed right now. The day had come. We headed out to the snow to go do this mission finally. To finally finish a mission we had started multiple days ago. We placed down a structure and this chicken started chasing me. Then I realized it was actually mine following me that I claimed. And I almost killed it. I started the mission and everything started running towards my radar. However, I took everything out without issue. With all the dead bodies everywhere, the storm kicking in, it was almost time for the mission to be over. We had to close in our building because we were freezing to death during this mission. We almost died out here in the snow. And then I heard a massive explosion in the distance. I don't know what it was. I've never heard that before, but I keep hearing explosions in the snow. Is something out here that I don't know? Is there some kind of spaceship around that I don't know about? Do I need to go investigate it and find out what is going on? Have the guys come down? Are they having a party without me? Is that the base just kicking in? Who knows? I headed back to base with the mission finally done. Oh, it's good to be home. Somewhere safe, secure, and I don't have to worry about freezing to death or polar bears or anything else. I put my guy inside and almost forgot about my other chicken again as well, the one that I almost killed. Come inside, mate, come on. No, I accidentally killed you, I'm sorry. On day 57, the storm raged for so long that I couldn't actually go out and do anything for the entire day. It raged on so long, I wasted an entire day. On day 58, I was about to make my way through the desert into an area I had never been before. It's a very scary location and there's a lot of boss fights that can sprout up out of nowhere, whether it be the sandworm, scorpion, or anything else. I made my way to the location that I had to be at, and I found out I had to actually build up really high. I don't have the ramps to get up there. However, I was dying from the heat. I was absolutely getting smashed by the heat, so I had to place down my prefab base that I brought with me just in case to get the air conditioner down and cool off a little bit. I was worried that I'd die out in the desert, and I planned to protect myself against that for once. So, for once we actually survived. We started heading back through the desert to explore the rest of the area. I found a cave, farmed the resources that were there, and then got ambushed by a bunch of wolves. Got stuck in this little hole and had to try and get out of it. If I didn't get out of it, I was going to die. This is bad. If I don't get out of this, I'm going to die, and I've got a long way to run. I need to get... Oh, that was lucky. Then, took out all the wolves that were in the area, made my way back through the snow, back towards base, and smelled down all the ore that I'd collected on that day. I couldn't complete the mission, but I got myself a bunch of resources so that I can actually get ramps and go back and do the mission that I was supposed to do. So I grabbed the ramps, got everything I needed, placed down a few more items that I need for my base to upgrade it just that little bit more. Went outside, and when I got out there, things were going mental. There were things out there everywhere trying to eat all the dead bodies and trying to kill me. This area is deadly. However, I made myself some ghillie. Some ghillie. Now we won't die from the heat. It was day 59, and with everything in hand to be able to build up to the location I need to previously, I could finally build up there and get through this mission even more. Would this be the end of the mission, or will it be another level in which we have to complete? I don't know. These missions are so entwined and so long that I don't know what's about to happen. So I started building a base around the location where I was scanning, and it was very anticlimactic. Nothing attacked me and I didn't even have to build anything here. It was extremely anticlimactic. Well, I mean, it's better to be over-prepared. I built a ramp up the side of another cliff to make myself towards a drop pod that they said was there. I scanned the area and I found this drop pod that's around here. I have to get to it and find out what I need from it. It seems to be a drill.
Looks a little worse for wear. Fixable. Up for repairing bleeding edge tech with nothing but your wits and what you can forage? You better be. It's the only way we move forward.
Oh, I have to go all the way back to base and repair this thing. That means it's going to be another day before we complete this mission. Oh, the traveling on this game is insane. It takes so much time. Oh, I need something. I need a speedy cheater or something.
Maybe they will open up so I can get through without. That would be good. I'm pretty sure the sandworms are moving.
At the end of day 59, it looked like doomsday outside. The lightning had struck the trees and all the creatures in the area were running through the fire. I was trying to put them out of their misery. However, I was missing every shot, and then I started to get absolutely destroyed. I started a war that I cannot win. Everything came for me. A horse, a jaguar, a bear. Everything was coming for me. This was the war that I did not want to start, but I did. But I fought to the end and I won. I made my way over to my little outpost I made previously to try and wait out the heat and then go when it's a little bit easier to do this mission. I'm going to place down this drill now, and we're going to hope that something doesn't pop out of the ground to try and stop us from drilling through this wall. Once this wall is drilled through, we can actually cut through the map so much easier and we don't have to run around the outside. And just like that, the first wall's down.
Thing worked like a charm.
Now it's time for the second wall. This should hopefully go really easily, and we'll be through this wall really fast as well.
Prospector, laser stopped again.
I spoke too soon. Oh my god.
You sure about your repair job?
Bruh, it's not me. It was you. You gave me a faulty product. What are you talking about, mate?
Say my repair job's bad.
Is that the laser? You better stand back.
What did you do to it now? And just like that, the shoddy craftsmanship seemed to show its way. See, it wasn't me. It was your product. But just like that, we had opened up a new area. A cave that goes all the way through from the desert into the grass area allows me to get back to my original base a lot easier. What other missions are we going to do now? Are there going to be missions that are a lot easier and take less time?
The Lagos unit needs all the help they can get, holding this place together. Whatever you heard, there's more to the story. They're pushing hard down there, but Icarus has been pushing back.
At the end of the day, I played around with my little puppy dog for a little while, had a little bit of fun, taught him how to follow and how to be a good boy. He's doing really well. He's barking at everything still though. It was day 61 and it was time to work on more missions. If we don't start doing more missions, then we're not going to complete many in this 100 days, and I'm going to be very disappointed with how much we do. We also need to get our level up and make sure that we work towards the boss fights. I know there's 3 on this and we have only beaten the wolves so far.
I wouldn't trust Group 15, but the work's always interesting. They need an assist on the surface, someone who knows what they're doing. Sound like you?
And just like that, with the excitement to start a new mission, I started a mission that was going to be one of the worst ones I could ever choose to do. This mission would prove to be extremely difficult. I didn't know what I was in store for. I didn't know what kind of time restraint would be needed for this mission. I went in completely blind and made my way to the start of it. What I had to do was I had to kill creatures around me to keep the timer up. Then I had to collect stuff, bring it back, and make sure I do it to all 3 on the map at the same time. Depending on what creature you would kill and harvest, you'd get a specific amount. However, you needed to kill a lot. And that was a big issue, because if you do this to one and you get it started, you now have to run to the other one, get it started, make sure that's going to be fine, and then get to the third one as well, all at the same time. This is a very difficult mission to do on your own, and I don't think I can actually do it. I think I'm actually going to have to abandon this mission. As you can see, there is 3 different locations on opposite ends of this desert biome. I tried my hardest to try and keep this specific one going. However, I realized that I'm not going to be able to look after 2 different ones, let alone 3.
They need you to find this thing, and fast, before it does any more damage. So check your map and get going. Okay, that should do it. We got enough data to find this thing's lair. Zones marked on your map.
I decided to take the mission of taking out the alpha wolves. I had to kill them all and get their fangs, then bring them back to the space station so they can use them for what they needed. I don't know what it's for. I don't know what kind of creepy stuff they're into. However, they want me to do it. They're going to pay me for it, so I'm going to work on it. With my new technique where I'd build a structure at the location of the boss fight and then kite them towards it and kill them, this mission was going to prove to be rather easy. Even though they do a bit of damage, my structures could handle it. Every time they ran up, I would shoot them constantly, and then if they ran away, I would go down, repair the structure, and fight again. It proved to be a really good strategy, and I didn't have to worry about getting hurt at all. Nah, 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 you can't get me. I'm gonna beat you and you can't do anything about it. Nah, 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 nah. Come back here. Oh, what's that? Oh my god, everything's coming for me right now. I've got polar bears, I've got alpha wolves, I've got a pack of wolves, I've got everything. Lucky I didn't have my structure this time. I'm on top of a rock and it's actually super, it's so much better than the structure. Oh my god, it's so much better. If I had my structure right now, I would be absolutely destroyed. So, with that, I killed the first lot of alpha wolves, grabbed its fangs, and along the way I found some resources. Every time I see resources, I have to farm more. I went to the new location, and I actually had to use my structure this time. The alpha wolf got inside. I walked along the edge of my wall to try and get away from it. And then I didn't know what I was going to do here. I was kind of stuck. What do? I'm stuck here and he's attacking me. If I jump off, it's going to attack my creature. But I said, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to unaggro it and move away from the side, move away from it. Touche, wolf, touche. You got one up on me this time. I'm gonna come back. Just wait a second. Just hang over there for a second. Yeah, eat my base for a minute. I'm gonna fight this thing without my structure this time. So I started doing the shotgun into it, but it went for my tame, and that made me annoyed. However, it ran too far away from its home, so it didn't end up attacking my tame anymore. Repaired my base, put my tame on top where it couldn't get attacked, and then went back for it again. I actually went into his lair to go get it this time. I wasn't waiting around in my base anymore. I went in there, I ran in there, and I took it out of its lair, and I said, give me your fangs. I need to finish this mission. I've been failing so many and dying so often. I need this win. So come back here. Okay, this mission isn't as hard as some of the other ones. Thank God for that. Then I made it over to another area where this jaguar had me trapped on a rock. However, I'm using the technique again where I jump onto a random rock, I'd bait the wolves all over to the rock, they couldn't get up here, and I would just take them all out. This is a very cheesy strategy. However, when it comes to survival, you have to do whatever you can do to win. And right now, I'm winning. I'm getting headshots on the alpha wolf and I'm taking it out with ease. And just like that, I'd beaten yet another alpha wolf. And then I beat even another one. He tells me it's not easy, but I found that rather easy. That was the end of day 64. On day 65, I couldn't figure out what mission to do next. I looked through them all, listened to what he had to say, and I kept accidentally clicking on the same one. I had to go collect the creature's essence to be able to keep it going, and I didn't realize because it looks so attractive when it looks at the tab. And then I was going through the different missions and
I got a big one for you.
Hey, yo! Cancelling a lot of them, and then I found one that I wanted to do.
Some kind of geological formation has been spied from orbit. Powers that be want more information and to open up that slice of terror zone for development. Something about it not being formed naturally. Not sure if I like the implications of that statement. On top of that, we've had reports. I'm not sanctioned to share until you're on planet. Good pay, some risk, considerable risk. You in?
This mission consisted of similar aspects to a lot of the other ones at the moment. You go over, you have to scan a specific area, so I place a base around it because a lot of the creatures will try and destroy your radar. So the structure around it helps a lot. If that wasn't there right now, it would have got destroyed so quickly. I passed the first part, demolished everything, and it's time to move on. However, I didn't realize there was still a whole bit around, and it scared the life out of me. Luckily, it got aggroed and stuck on my wall that was still there, and I could kill it. I headed back to base and leveled up some more of my creatures just to see what kind of stats they could get and how much they could actually carry. Like, this snow bison can actually carry so much. I called down the dropship and met it outside my base. I can't get over how good it looks. I put a bunch of my exotics in there again, sent it back up, and I was going to buy some modules for my suit. It would allow more item slots, more oxygen slots, and a bunch of other things that could help me out in the near future. This would end day 65 and move us on to day 66. Day 66 came around and it was time to complete the second leg of this mission. I had to scan another area to try and find the location in which they're trying to find. I got ambushed by so many creatures on this one, and they actually got through one of the walls at one point. One creature actually got inside and almost started to destroy the radar, which scared me because I had already done so much work on this mission. I didn't want to fail it now. I'd finished this part of the mission, so I had to repair everything before I could pick it up. I'd pick everything up and I would move on. But it was so cold, I had to hide out inside of a cave for a while. It is starting to storm outside. Alright, it's day 66 still. We're midway, almost through this mission. We've got to break into that cave, but we have to go back and get a power source. So we're going to have to go back to base, so we have to cut through here. So I'll bunker down in the cave and watch the storm rage on by. It is scary but beautiful at the exact same time. This weather is so beautiful, but I wouldn't want to be trapped out there at all. It's really funny because as it turned over to day 67, it stormed once again, so I was trapped inside my base before I can continue this mission. That was not fun. However, we finally made our way over with the laser and our power source to the location we had to drill. But I was ambushed by a bunch of worms that came out shooting ice balls at me. These things were actually really deadly and they would not stop coming out. The amount that would pop out because of this laser was actually insane. I didn't bring enough ammo for this. I'm actually really worried I'm not going to have enough ammo for this. I can dodge the attacks, but am I going to have enough ammo to kill them? I have to shoot them while their mouths are open so it does critical damage. If I miss that, I waste ammo. And I came up with an ingenious idea. I'd jump on my chicken and I'd run around in circles in figure eights around it. Allow them to shoot everywhere and miss me every single time until the timer ran out for the drill. And it was a perfect strategy. It was working so well that I was getting hit a couple times. However, it ran down the clock of the drill and it was working so well. We ended up destroying the wall and getting through. I don't know how we survived that. However, the strategy was ingenious. When I got over to the new location, the storm started raging yet again. I feel like Icarus is after me right now. Gotta run all the way back to base to go make ammo to come back and kill it. Oh. And just like that, I got stuck inside of another hole in the ground. Got back to base and I had to make a bunch of ammo because I have to go kill a lot of creatures over in the area. That's the last part of the mission. I didn't have enough ammo after that whole fight that I had with all those worms. So I had to head back, make ammo and wait for the night to end so that I could head back over there and finish the mission. On day 68, I headed back over to the location where I had to go kill all the crocodiles. I may have smiled at a crocodile because everything came from me. There were so many crocodiles, I had to kill so many. It took so long because they have so much armor and they are extremely strong. However, I found a place where I could just camp them when they spawned and kill them a lot faster than normal. It was time to complete the mission. Now that I'd taken out the amount of crocodiles that I had to take out, I had to go place down the radar in a specific location. Once I've done that, then we finished this mission finally. Some of these missions are taking so long. They may say that they only take 1 day, but they take like 3 days for me because I'm not prepared. I don't know what resources I need. I don't know if I need any items. But just like that, I'd finally completed the mission and I was so happy that I'd finally done another one that I was going to start a new one straight away.
Senatai never screw around. And it's worth your while to impress them. They've been losing people on the surface, so they want to bring in some heavy hitters. Folk they know can deliver. You down for this one?
So now he's calling me a heavy hitter. Let's go. They think that I'm a heavy hitter. Oh wow, that storm kicked in really quick as well. What's going on? I'm having a good day and they're just deciding it's day 69. Let's him good. But like that, I had to repair my base on day 69. It was completely wasted. Day 70 was now here and it was time to do another mission.
Senatai pays for solutions, and it shows. They've been losing people on the surface, so they want to bring in some heavy hitters.
I did decide to actually do the mission where I had to go hunt down these eggs in caves around the map. I had found it, and it was time to bring it back. However, they gave me a research beaker. This thing I would have to place down and power, so I'd have to go back to base, I would have to put it down, I'd have to power it, and then I would have to wait to see where I'd have to go for the rest of the stuff. So yet again, I'm waiting another entire day running around because I didn't have the stuff I needed for the mission at the exact time. I got it back to base and I started researching the egg to see what was going on. And then I realized I had to go all the way to the other side of the map to go kill another egg sack. Literally have to get all the way back out there again. I had to travel so much for this mission that it actually wasted so many days. It was day 71 already and I was running back and forth so often that it was actually triggering me ridiculously. However, I was determined to beat this mission. I wasn't going to let more missions destroy me. I wasn't going to let them be the better of me. I am going to pass more and more. I realized that I could actually shoot these eggs and I didn't have to smack them. Then I started to realize I can do the same to the beehives.
Nice work, friend.
Ran all the way back over to the next location and started making my way along all the different ones. I found a bunch of nice little resources along the way. However, I was determined to get to where I needed to go. If I found resources along the way, then I'd grab them, but my main mission was to complete this. My man was super happy that I had finally taken out that egg. There wasn't many more to go. There wasn't much more to do for this mission. I just had to go back, take the egg out because it stopped for some reason. It stopped. I don't know if I ran out of power. It stopped though. It was so annoying. Now I had to go and find the last ones that I need to take out. And once I have that, then the mission is going to be over. It's going to be so good.
Hell yeah.
And just like that, another storm raged out of nowhere, which caused a lot of issues for the mission. So I had to go hide for the night. On day 72, I really wanted to test out this lightning rod, whether it would protect my base from the lightning strikes. I know I can connect it up to some batteries and stuff and charge everything when the lightning happens, and you can actually convert lightning into energy, which is amazing. I headed over to the last mission and then I fell through the map again. However, I knew how to protect myself from this and I got unstuck, so it protected me and saved me. I ran back over and my team was getting attacked. It was almost about to die. I just got back in time and luckily saved it, because if I had to run back without my team, I would have been done. I would not have been able to get to this final mission, and it was the last egg I actually had to get. It was time to finish this mission today, and I wasn't going to let anything stop me. And just like that, we finished the mission.
You're really getting the hang of this.
We started to make our way back to base and hold our heads held high because we had just completed yet another mission and it didn't defeat us. That's amazing.
I'm getting raided. On day 73, out of nowhere, I was getting raided by a horse. It was absolutely annihilating my base. Oh, wrong one! I'm shooting my own guy! And funny enough, I was actually shooting my own tame, thinking it was the one that was attacking me. And I almost killed it. So I started killing everything around the area because they are starting to attack my base. The storm started to rage in and the day was just not looking very good for me right now. I don't know what I did to cause all this kind of negative attraction towards my base, but I placed down a battery and I started to do a bit of a little build montage. I wanted to make... And then I placed down my first automated turret. It was time to have a defense system to stop these little raids from happening on my base from random creatures. I put down a spotlight as well so we could see them coming through the gate. The turret would then shoot them and protect my base as much as possible. It may not be the best, but at least it's almost a warning as well when something is pulling up on my base. It does a little bit of damage and it's really cool. It shoots a very long way and it's got an eagle eye protection on my base. This would be one of the best and worst investments in my base. And you ask, how can it be the worst investment? Just wait and see. On day 74, I continued on with the building. I wanted to finish off my bridge to make it look nice and aesthetically pleasing. The days are going very fast and it's almost day 100. It's day 74. And then storms rolled in and we tested out our antenna. It worked perfectly. It attracted the lightning and looked amazing doing so. I went off to try and take on the Scorpion for the first time. This was going to be my first attempt at taking on the Scorpion boss. His arena would pop up in random locations and then disappear when he would despawn. He was actually really scary. Somehow, all the wild animals would go for the Scorpion, but then they saw me and decided to all go against me. I had to take them all out as soon as possible. What the? No.
So I could take on the boss. I don't know why they aggroed on me. Now it was time to take on everything along with the boss. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be to try and fight this Scorpion boss. His armor plating made it so much more difficult to kill him. He'd have some really crazy attacks where he'd go underground and try and stab you with poison. And if he poisoned you, it would do a lot of damage. Then he had this charge attack. This charge attack would come at you and almost kill you in one shot. I was struggling. It got to a point where he started spawning little scorpions that would constantly come after you and waste your ammo. This would be the downfall of this boss fight for me right now. I ran out of ammo and I had to actually leave. I ran off to go find my tame because with those little scorpions, they wasted my ammo. I may have almost beaten the boss, but the ammo was a problem. I decided I'm going to go back to base for now. I'm going to re-arm, get a lot of ammo, and be prepared for this fight next time. I'm not going to be underprepared next time. Alright, note to self. Scorpion King should not be underestimated. Made myself a nice little rug which cost me an absolute fortune. So I had to go out and farm and replace a bunch of the resources that I just used to make one singular rug. And then I was getting ambushed once again by a jaguar at my wall. I tried to shoot him through the wall. I ended up killing my own wall and allowing him in the base. I'd done a bunch more base upgrades and moved everything around, and I finally had my glass structure done. This was going to be a greenhouse with lighting and look aesthetically pleasing. That was the idea. On day 76, the guys at the space station gave me a new engram. And that was for a flamethrower. They shouldn't have done that. That was the worst decision they've ever made. Why would you give someone with my kind of problems a flame... Hang on a second. My turret's literally destroying my own base. What are you... Alright, let's test out this flamethrower. Let's have some fun first. I don't want to worry about it.
Oh no, I started a fire!
And just like that, like I said, I should not be given a flamethrower because I am starting fires here, there, and everywhere. I am destroying the landscape.
So much charcoal.
Burn! And just like that, I crashed out.
What have I created?
No. The whole world is going to burn now. The whole world is going to burn.
Just doing a little controlled burn. It's all good. It's all good. Good luck to me. I then put the flamethrower away because I couldn't trust myself with it. I would end up burning down the entire Styx planet if I had the choice. I found it way too satisfying. I went over, put the thumper down. It was time to take on the sandworm that the thumper creates. I had troubles with this last time, but with 3 shots, I took him out instantly. Get wrecked! That shows that the upgrades that I added to my weapons made me insanely overpowered. Even on hard mode where they all have 30% damage and health increase. I had planned this out perfectly. I had made it so that I can take on these strong things without problems. Does that mean the boss fight should actually be pretty easy as long as I take enough ammo? Can I pass the 100 days without any problems now? I put down the thumper once again and respawned more ore in more locations. I was farming so much around these areas that I had to do this multiple times. This is the only way you can actually make ore respawn on the Styx map. On day 77, I was planning to do yet another mission, but the mission was going to be a mission that actually allows me to get through areas a lot easier, similar to ones I've done before.
Just came down from on high. We're pushing through to... redacted. Well, data on my personal map marks it as Dusty Barrens. Sounds delightful. Legos want someone to trek through to the site and scan the surrounding area. This is new terrain, but you're not the first someone to attempt this. You may be the first someone to survive it. Think that someone might be you?
As the shuttle came down to deliver me my package that I needed for my mission, he talked smack.
Prospector, are you forgetting something?
Mate, I was fighting the animals around the area, and look now, look what you've done. Is this punishment for not listening to you? You've activated a lightning storm right on top of my base. Is this punishment, or are you just trolling me right now, sitting up there laughing, giggling, having a drink with your mate? Anyway, the storm ran out, and it was time to run over to the mission area. Though I had to farm a bunch of wood along the way for a shelter.
I'm being told UDA has you sorted. Target coordinates for gear pickup are added to your map.
As I got to the location, I actually had to go pick up the gear from somewhere else, and I got the drill, placed it down, put some biofuel inside the drill, and it was time to set that drill off. I didn't know what was going to happen. Is it going to create worms to come out once again?
Good. Bad. You've got worms.
Yep, just like I thought, worms came out. And if I tell you this, I am not over-exaggerating. The amount of worms that came out, it took me forever.
Almost done.
The storm was raging and I fought through the storm.
Come on.
I was almost dead. And just before I was about to die and the storm was going to take me, I finally took out the wall. I was in the cave. However, I got in the cave and the desert was having a heat storm. I wasn't safe, so I had to go back outside, make a little shelter, and go hide for a long period of the day. But now it's time to place down the drill once again, fight off the worms once again, but this time they were massive. They weren't small this time. I fought them off for a long period of time. It felt like forever. And then we're coming towards the end and the wall finally exploded. We had finally made our way through to the other area. Now we have a passage that goes through and makes our traveling time 10 times better. I made my way into the new desert location and placed down the scanner. However, I didn't realize at this moment that this would be one of the worst days in the 100 days I've done so far. I would mess up so badly and so far away from base that it would waste so many days of my 100 days. And I can tell you now, it triggered me beyond all trigger. I'm just gonna tell you now. As the day leaded up towards the end of day 77, it all started going bad.
I'm triggered. GG. There goes my team, all my stuff. Day 79. We're going back for the fight. I wasted nearly another day having to come back and get my gear, but this time I was going to come back with everything I needed to complete this mission without dying, without any issues, because I am not dying over here again. I even brought myself a bed so that I can spawn back here and not have to worry about running back across the entire planet. I brought a turret, generator, everything I needed to win this fight. I wasn't leaving anything unthought of in this fight. However, I started it and it was finished already. It basically finished when we had our last fight. Isn't that a meme? Isn't that just running it inside? The heck are those? It's a rhino? I ran into some weird creatures I've never seen before. I really want to know if I can tame them. If I can tame them, are they useful for anything in particular? That is the question. However, I made my way around through a few caves and got to the next radar location. Placed down buildings just in case the same thing was going to happen again, protecting myself against any animals that were to come that I would have to fight. However, it was anticlimactic and nothing came at all. So I pulled it all down, went to the next location. The new day had started and it was time to finish this mission once and for all. And like that, we finally completed the mission on day 80. I did also see a bit of a boss spawn in there. I ran.
Group 15 don't ask for help unless they have to. Their sats have spotted something strange on the surface. I got no idea what it is and need someone to find out. Ideally, bring a sample back. If you're up for it.
Here we go again.
Hey, you made it. Come on. Yeah, that's right. Everything you need's over here. Come on.
It was now day 81 and I wanted to make a bunch of lights for around my base. I love the look of what the lighting's like on this game, and some of the lights that they have added recently are insane. Look at that glow off the water, the flicker, the glimmer. Oh my god, look at everything. I just had to take in how amazing this looks. It looks so clean and beautiful. I'm so proud of my little base. I hope nothing comes along and destroys this thing because I would be extremely sad. And then I just sat on top of my base, sat in different locations and just enjoyed how nice my base looked until a storm decided to come in and try and ruin my day. Oh, I got some weird achievement. It was time to do the new mission. Headed out grabbing everything I needed.
Could be exotics in the area too. Just saying.
Ah, don't threaten me with a good time, mate, telling me there's exotics everywhere. Come on, you know what I'm like with exotics. I need to get everyone. Oh my god, what is that? And out of nowhere, a bear came and ambushed me. A jaguar ambushed me. Everything was coming for me on this day. It knew it was so close to day 100, they just wanted to kill me as many times as they can before it was over. However, I made my way to the location where I had to go for this mission, and a space shuttle would come down. I had no idea what was going on. I looked inside of it and it was empty. I realized that I actually had to farm some very toxic materials really close to the space shuttle. This stuff, if I pick it up after drilling it, will hurt me continuously and give me radiation and kill me if I don't be careful. Like every other day, a storm kicked in and then a bunch of animals decided they wanted to ambush me. I didn't have a bed around this location. I was going to die in a location where I couldn't get back to. However, I survived. I hid out in a cave, waited for the next day. I started to realize that this mission was actually going to take me a very long time to complete. It was going to take me multiple days. The amount of traveling I have to do, the amount of precautions I have to take to stop myself from dying while doing this mission is actually ridiculous. I have to take an item with me to place down on the ground so that I can store this toxic material in so it doesn't kill me. I also have to get myself a drill and a generator, farm the stuff, and then deliver it to the locations away. I sat at base for a while and just enjoyed the weather. Headed back over to the mission location, put down the generator and the drill, and started drilling the toxic material. I was looking at it and I'm thinking, is it safe to leave it out on its own like this? I had a look at what the toxic material looked like and I was very intrigued. I really wanted to touch it. I wanted to find out how bad it was and how much it would hurt me. And I found out.
They're getting
it made me very sick.
But needs some equipment set up by someone who knows what they're doing. They'll let you know the setup. You just gotta build it for them.
I'm getting sick of this passive-aggressive attacks that you have on me, mate. Sounding a lot like a little bit of microaggression there. With knowing that I had to wait for a lot of this material to actually mine, I gotta go back to the Arctic. I gotta go get the stuff. I gotta go craft the stuff at a machining bench. I gotta come back again. Oh, I have to travel so far back to base and get a bunch of stuff again. I am so triggered. It was now day 83, and it's what I would think to be about 3 days into this mission, maybe 2, and I am getting rather frustrated, but it's time to actually get to the center of this mission. So I grabbed the toxic material, chucked it in my inventory, and I ran as fast as I could. As you can see, I was dying constantly. I had to fill up this machine right here, and it would constantly test out in specific areas how it would react to the environment. But at the same time, I didn't want to keep the rest of it in my inventory. So I put it into a fireplace, which stopped it from hurting me, waited for it to blow up to its maximum amount, then headed over to the new location in the snow. When I found myself a bunch of exotics once again, ran across the snow forever, went back to base and checked out the weather, and I got ambushed and raided by a bear. I didn't know this was going to happen. He just came out of nowhere and started just... My god, do I have to put it in the desert and in the grassland? This is going to be so toxic. On day 84, I put down the science item, ran back through the snow all the way back to the location where the toxic material was. I had to jump back on my little chicken guy, run back all the way through the snow once again while dying constantly. Had a little break, healed up for a bit with my little chicken guy while he watched out and protected me. Then, when I got to the desert, I waited for it to finish and I had a little bit of a meal on the side. Fed my boy and we just had a relaxing time for the first time in a while. Then we had to take down one of our bases. A storm had happened and it was about to be over. We had to hop in it quickly just to protect ourselves. Went back to the space shuttle and found out that just putting these 2 back wasn't enough. I had only 2 in there. I needed 3. Now I had to go remember where I left the 3rd one. Now I got the 3rd one, hoping this is going to finish the mission. Nope, the space shuttle still wouldn't go. What's going on? Why is it not going back up to the space station? I had to make some special food for my guy. He doesn't eat anything unless it's out of a trough, unless you make tame feed. Then I headed back to my main base, tried to put the stuff inside the shuttle that you call down from your contact device, and it wouldn't work either. What's going on with this? I don't know what's going on. I gotta head back and go drop this stuff off again because I realized I didn't put everything in there, and that's probably why I didn't send it off. So the issue is I didn't put all of the items inside the space shuttle, and there was like a testing machine that I had in my inventory as well for the mission. But along the way I fell down the crack of another ice area, jumped off my tame, and then fell through the map once again. Now this time it spawned me in a location that was extremely far away from where my tame is. I had to run for my life to try and get back there before he died. Luckily, I got back just in time before he would die. So, he's safe. I'm happy. Didn't realize I grabbed my oxygen before I left. And if day 85 couldn't get any worse, I forgot my oxygen at base, so I am going to die of oxygen soon if I don't get this mission done real quick. I have to get to this space shuttle, I have to drop everything in there and hope that it works. There we go. See, figured it out. Figured it out. And luckily, I finally figured it out and the mission was over. That mission took nearly 5 days in game. You know how long that is in real life? That's 5 hours to do one mission. That was stressful. I headed back to base and it was time to relax for at least a day or the night. I needed to chill after that mission. It took way too long and it wasted so many of my days. A storm started raging and it was a reflection of my mood on how I felt about that previous mission. And now is day 86.
Looks like someone's come to say hello. Take it to him.
No worries, mate. I'll do that. I'm just gonna hide in this cave quickly, and I'm gonna shoot it from the cave. Don't mind me how I do it, but I'll get the job done. Don't you worry about that, mate. Don't you worry about that. I baited it into the cave, and it was the perfect way of taking this little mini boss out.
I think that's it. What a fight.
Oh, if you say so. It wasn't really much of a fight. I kind of kited it in here and cheesed it, you know. I threw down a beacon that would usually bring a space shuttle down here so I can drop stuff off, but it didn't work for some reason. I had to get this organic material out and travel it to the next location.
That's what they're looking for.
However, there was one problem. It had to stay warm. The more cold it was, the more likely it would die. So every now and then I would have to place a base down, put a heater down, pick it back up, and continuously do that.
Oh wow, it's been a long time since I've been here.
So what I did was I called into my old base that I hadn't been to in so long, but there were friends that hadn't seen me in a while as well. The enemies around the area wanted a piece of me. They hadn't attacked me in so long in this location, and I was waiting for it to happen. And then I had technical issues in my computer, and my computer kept turning off. I wasted an entire day. Day 87 to 91 went by really fast. All I could do was hang out in base and just craft things. When I went outside, animals would try and kill me constantly. I was terrified to walk outside. Before I knew it, they would come out of the darkness and try and murder me. I was having bad computer issues where my computer would randomly turn off. So I stuck around base for a few days waiting for it to be fixed and replacing a fan and a cooler in my computer so I could continue on with this 100 days journey. But it wasted a few days, and it was days that I needed to take back. I needed these days, and I've now lost them forever. It was now going to be day 92 to 94. These days are passing like they're nothing now. However, I was determined to beat some missions. I really wanted to get these missions done, so I went off to the hyena dens, where I had to go steal an egg, then raise that egg and travel it across the map. But first I had to take out all the hyena packs within these dens that are in this little city that was made. Little did I know that everything else on the map wanted to kill me as well, not just the mission stuff, the Kumba came along as well. The hyenas started coming out and I had to start taking them all out. However, they will continuously spawn unless I take out their dens. So I had to kill all the hyenas first, find their dens, then start taking out those dens as well. Once they were gone, they wouldn't spawn anymore, and we could go collect the egg that we needed to be able to raise. So one was down, then I got my new weapon out, the machine gun. I took out the den, and it was just down to the last one, and the pack leader. It was done. They were all dead, all of the dens were gone, and now it was time to go get myself the egg. However, something was trying to kill my tame. Everything's trying to stop me from succeeding right now. I'm getting extremely triggered. I grabbed the egg. It was time to go back to base and start hatching it. So I ran back to my main base where I thought it would be safe. And I thought to myself, well, this mission's over in the desert area. Does that mean I should be close to that? So that I could hatch it close, and if I hatch it close, it won't be as far to travel. The lightning was striking on my roof like crazy, and yes, I was right. I needed to make a base over in the desert area to hatch this thing, because once I hatch it, it's got to travel somewhere within that desert. If I hatch it at my main base, it would literally have to travel across the map. Desert storms kicked in and started to try and make my life a living hell. I made my way back up to my little base, closed the door, and it was time to try and hatch this egg. I was stressed out, everything was going wrong near the end of this 100 days, and I just wanted one victory at least. A little victory just to help me out, please. I waited for that storm to pass, and I was waiting for my egg to pop. The storm started to reduce and go down, and the egg was almost done. I was hopeful. Then once it popped, it was time to travel him across the map towards a different part of the desert. However, he kept getting in my way.
What are you doing?
He kept walking under my feet.
bullying me.
And then hyenas started spawning inside my base to try and kill it. I realized that this mission is basically not going to go well. Hyenas would spawn on it constantly. This thing doesn't run very fast at all. It got trapped by a hyena. I tried to take out all the hyenas around it that were trying to kill it. trying to protect my little team that I had to travel. However, there were collateral. There was collateral damage, and I ended up killing the thing I was supposed to travel. So I gave up on that mission. After that failed mission that took me forever to do, I decided I'm going to take on the Scorpion for once. I took this guy on before and I failed miserably. Am I going to fail again, or can I beat him this time? I've come here with a lot more ammo. I've got armor-piercing ammo in my guns now. I should be able to take out this guy rather easily. However, he is extremely strong. He hits hard. And it's so hard to get your health back on this. You have to be extremely careful that you don't get stung. Then he charged me with his ultimate attack. And it took me down to literally a slither of health. I went off, healed for a little bit, and came back into the fight. Smashed him with the shotgun for a while. However, he was on me, smacking me constantly. I didn't realize he was actually faster than me and he could catch up.
Oh, okay. So he's faster than me.
This could be the end of me again. I will die, I'll have to run back and come back to this fight from ages away. And then, out of nowhere, he did his ultimate attack again and I died once again.
Maybe get a shield and tank his attack and then attack.
I ran all the way back again and went into the fight straight away and got clapped instantly again. I can tell you now, he's triggering me. So now, guess what? I had to run all the way back again from my base, all the way back once again. Grabbed my gear and went into the fight one more time. This was going to be the time I would beat him, or I'm going to go insane. This is ridiculous. This boss is really annoying, but I'm starting to learn his techniques and his attacks. I should be able to dodge them from now on. I just have to plan it right. All the little ones started to spawn and we're taking them out. We're really close to beating this boss. It was going to be the last part of the fight. He is close to dying right now. We need to finish this. And then he tried to hit me. I smacked him a few times and then moved. I ran. I was playing the game. I've almost got this.
We've almost got it. We've almost got it.
I got it! I beat him! 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 I beat him!
On the hardest difficulty.
And just like that, on the hardest difficulty, I beat him on day 94. I finally beaten the Scorpion. Now, all that's left is the worm, and we've done that before, so it shouldn't be too hard. Day 95 and 96 blended together once again. The days were blending together so fast. The amount of traveling I had to do was insane. I had to run back all the way across the other side of the map to my main base so I can start crafting a few things. I found this cave that had a lot of ore in it. I didn't really have the space to be able to take all this, so I placed down a beacon and then placed it as a cave marker on my map so I can come back to it another time and collect it all. Made my way back towards my main base, and when I got back to base, there was a horse trying to take my base out. It's just hanging around. I know, that joke was a bit of a dad joke, but I had to do it. I had to do it. And then I decided maybe one more mission. We have enough time to do one more mission maybe. This one doesn't look very hard. It shouldn't be too hard to do, right? It's just those little kiwi birds. You just have to protect them and go look after them and get them, and it should be fine. It's only up the other side of the map. It's a bit of traveling. We'll be alright. We ended up heading over there, and little did I know it was actually one of the harder missions to ever do. There were multiple dens of wolves that I would have to try and take out, and they were strong. I had to take out the dens, I had to take out the wolves constantly, and I was running out of ammo. I didn't realize I needed so much ammo for this mission, so I didn't come prepared. And not coming prepared for this mission was my downfall. I got through most of the mission and I was starting to think that I needed to leave this thing. I don't know if I can get this done by the end of the 100 days. I'm going to have to put this mission on hold. I'm doing so much damage to these dens, but there's so many of them that I have to take out, and I'm getting clapped up by these wolves every 5 seconds. I need to go hide in a cave that's closed, try and heal up, and then I came up with this idea. I placed the foundation down, they would aggro around the foundation, and then I could take them out. However, they ended up dodging it a few times, coming around, and my shots weren't on point with this assault rifle, and they were clapping me up. I put my tail between my legs, and I went back towards base. It was going to be the end of day 95 and 96, and it was coming on to 97 to 99. We are running out of time really fast. I started farming a bunch of stuff to make my final build. There's one more build I wanted to make, and that was a snow palace. It was going to be a pyramid in the snow with glass. It was going to look glorious and beautiful and amazing. It's something I wanted to add for the last build for you guys so that you can appreciate something right at the end of this 100 days. We're almost there. We're almost there. And then I saw these carts that you can add to your buffalo, which gives it an insane amount of slots for carrying. Its weight increases by a lot as well, and it's actually rather insane. I didn't know I could get this before. Like, I researched it, but I never tried it. This could have made my farming 10 times better. I could have come back with so much ore that I didn't even need, to be honest. They see me rolling, they be hating. We're about to farm the entire Icarus map with this now. This is actually rather crazy. Then I called in the space shuttle, and it was time to get myself a new pet. And you know what I got? I got a cow. I wanted to get a cow for the base. He was going to be my little pet near the end. I don't know why, I just needed a new cow. He was so cute. Look at him.
Buddy? Hey!
So we had to raise him, he had to lay down, and when he's all ready to go, we'll claim him and we'll have ourselves a little pet cow right at the end of the 100 days. And now it was time to prepare to go over to the snow. I had to find a location to build this perfect snow pyramid base. I had a little rough idea of how I wanted to build it. I hadn't planned it out before. This was just completely winging it, and I wanted to try it out. And it actually turned out really cool. But then the storm started to kick in. The snow started to build up on top of the roof, and all the trees started to fall down. This might have been a bad idea, but you know what? It's time to take on the sandworm. We haven't done that yet, and we've done it before on Olympus. It was a struggle then, but we know what to do now. We've got better weapons, we've got upgraded weapons. This shouldn't be a hard fight at all. However, it started to clap me and hit me with all those poison attacks. And then it spawned a second one. I did like two sandworms at the exact same time. I don't know what's going on here, but with the last hit, I ended up taking it out, and we beat the sandworm on the hardest difficulty before the 100 days were over. It was now day 100, and we had made it. We had made it through 100 days on hard mode on the STYX map. And I would have to say, this was one of the hardest challenges so far in this game that I've done. However, hard mode wasn't as hard as I expected it to be. I thought it would have been a lot harder than it was. It was fun though, the map was really nice, the new tames and items that they brought into the game was really enjoyable. However, there's one thing that we haven't done, and that is Prometheus. That is a new map with 3 new biomes, new creatures, and new base spots to adventure through. That will be the next adventure. We will make our way through these different planets, exploring, dominating, and dying as much as we can. This 100 days has been so fun, and it hasn't been without its struggles, with my computer crashing and almost blowing up, with the long tireless days where every day in game took 1 hour to record. So that's 100 hours of recording I had to edit down to 2 hours of footage for you guys. I want to thank each and every single one of you guys that have stuck all the way to the end of this video, and all the appreciation in the previous video for the effort that I put into these. It's taken me almost 2 months to record this while working full-time in real life, and many other things I've had to do in the time making this video. Once again, I want to thank every single one of you guys for sticking around. If you can, comment down below what you thought the funniest moment of this video was, and if you're excited for the next map. I am. Also guys, I want to know, what game do you guys want to see 100 days of? Is there one that you're really excited for?